What will Casey Thompson's impact be in 2022? That's my topic tonight. I think in the Whipple offense, he has the potential of leading Nebraska to 6 to 8 wins, mainly because of the Shenander defense. He did not have a Shenander defense at Texas, obviously, as the Oklahoma game and the Kansas game proved. I also think he has the potential to equal Martinez in passing yards this season and has the athleticism to at least use his legs if he needs to. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of called runs for Casey Thompson. Hell, I'm not even sure we're going to run all that much option with him. And I know Frost seems to really like that. But for me, for 2022, with Whipple, with hopefully a better running game, I think he can throw for about 2,600 to 2,800 yards. Martinez threw for just over 2,800, so it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that Casey could throw for 26 to 2,800 with around 25 TDs and possibly 8 to 10 interceptions, which seems like that's what we do around here anyway. So, and according to OU insider and former quarterback Dean Blevins, Casey Thompson is a high-character kid. He gets the respect of his teammates, and he is very well liked by his coaches. And in the running back, and if the running back room can produce that 1,700 to 2,000 yards in 2022, then I think Thompson could have a really good year, especially in the play action game. What do you guys think? How about you, Tyler? What do you think on Casey?
Well, I'm high on him. I think he can be very successful here in Lincoln. I will say though, I don't know if it's 100% he is our starter game one.
Right.
I think we've got guys that can compete. Chuba Purdy was just on campus. He would make the room a little bit more interesting if he ends up committing. I do think he is a pretty solid front runner. And I think he's a huge get. He is a guy that I could see being a catalyst of major forward-looking changes at Lincoln. Kind of getting us back to that, not just relevant, not just the 6 to 8 mark, and maybe that's the target this year, but maybe he's a guy that can get us to that 9-10 win mark again. And I think he is that type of talent because everything we've talked about, like he isn't the reason they lost a couple of those games in Texas. He put up big stats there. I think he's a home run get. I'm aligned there.
How about you, Justin?
He's a fine get. He's a fine get. I mean, I don't know how great I don't know how much improved he's going to be over Martinez over the long haul. I mentioned this on the podcast last week. He didn't even win the starting position at Texas until the third game. He got beat out by a second-year freshman. He was a fourth-year guy coming into the program last year. He got beat out by a second-year freshman. Hudson Card was his name. He played fine. He really struggled in the second half. He put up some good numbers, but he struggled in the second half. He got benched twice last year against Iowa State and West Virginia. Had Hudson Card not been injured when he came in for relief of him in West Virginia, I mean, Hudson Card probably would have started their final game. He played against a lot of teams in the Big 12. The Big 12 isn't known for defense. 5 of the teams that he played against, they were ranked 80th or below in total defense. 3 of those teams, including Kansas, they were ranked 100 or below. So when he comes to the Big Ten and Nebraska, he's still going to have an offensive line that is trying to figure shit out. He's going to play against a hell of a lot of better defenses than what he saw there. A new system. I mean, he was a 4-year guy finally getting his chance to start. And now he's going to come in with 1 year or half a year to learn a whole new offense. I'm with Tyler. I mean, it's like there's no guarantee that he is going to start. And if he does, is he going to be that much better than the guy that we had before? And I'm not so sure. Everybody likes those 24 touchdowns and 9 interceptions that he had. But, he had 6 touchdowns against Kansas, and then he had 5 touchdowns against 2 other teams. Oklahoma was included, which is fine. But they damn near choked in that Oklahoma game because they couldn't score in the second half. So I don't know. I mean, he was probably the best quarterback that Nebraska was going to be able to get out of the transfer portal. I mean, that's just where we were. So, I mean, he best available. I'm not sold on him. Tyler saying, boo, Justin. Come on, man. I mean, I don't mean to piss in your Wheaties, but I mean, it's true. I mean, everybody that's like thinking that he's going to be the savior of the program, they're just like drinking way too much Kool-Aid and they're not being realistic. I mean, he's a fine get, not a great get.
Devil's advocate. Got to keep it.
He wouldn't be happy if we were bringing in Patrick Mahomes.
No, he'd be like, you remember that interception? I mean, he didn't earn the starting job day one in Kansas City. I mean, geez, nope. It's not really. I mean, how could you go for him, right?
He got benched in his second to last game at Texas. Got benched.
You know, he was injured. I know that injuries don't matter. I know injuries don't matter unless
like
it's a
6-7 weeks.
Yeah,
before.
he was literally playing with a thumb that could barely grip the football. He adjusted,
but that happened in Oklahoma.
For the rest of the
season.
He
played
swollen, but it was.
So how do you know he didn't re-injure it?
And they still thought that he was a better option than Hudson Card, who had a healthy thumb, because he was hurt.
Shit,
almost
Scott
the
Frost
rest of the
played
year.
a guy with a broken jaw over our backup. I mean,
yeah, exactly my point.
You don't need your jaw to throw.
Do you think our backup was better?
And we just
I'm
do
not
clap
sure Logan
games
Smothers would have got us any more than 3 and 9.
I mean, hey, hopefully I'm wrong. But I haven't been wrong the last 4 years. So
well, here's what we've got. We've got competition in the room, at least, that's beyond just, a 4-year dude that's been there that's just going to be automatically anointed the starter. At least there's going to be 3 guys that are really going to have to fight for the position. I don't think he was promised to start. I think he was promised a lot of money from Casey's convenience stores, but I don't think he was promised to start.
Is that true? Is that what does he have an NIL deal?
No, but okay. I think there's a pretty good chance that he walks into a Casey's and does a commercial and say, "Come here where I shop," kind of deal, and makes $1 million over the next year. So
their breakfast pizza sucks, by the way.
Oh God, most of their pizza sucks unless you get it absolutely fresh right out of the oven, and then you're willing to suffer 3rd-degree burns inside your mouth.
Scott's a big fan of the breakfast pizza, I see.
No, I just like their pizza. Their breakfast pizza does suck donkey balls, but regular pizza is good.
I'm not a fan of breakfast pizza, period, but their pizza.
Yeah. Hy-Vee's breakfast pizza is good.
Dude, you guys are insane. Breakfast pizza is the best pizza, especially when they put gravy as the base.
Sauce.
Come on,
don't tell them to put cheese. Tell them to put the breakfast gravy on it.
Chris, your beard is way too big to be eating a lot of gravy, okay?
It don't matter.
Save it for later.
Save it for later, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
That's right. Way too. Yeah, okay.
Late morning
well, all right.
snack.
Now that we've gone completely down that road, anybody else got anything on Casey Thompson?
Well, I just hope that he can at least provide a clutch mentality. And like Justin said, I mean, we don't really have a very good resume for his second half gameplay, but if at the very least he can provide a clutch mentality to secure the final few minutes of each game, like that would be a monumental improvement.
And he wasn't clutch at Texas. I mean, he sucked in the second half in at least 3 games.
Yeah, that's kind of the part that I was worried about, but we won't know until we see it. Because I think that was the Achilles heel of our offense.
Yeah,
you can't really put it all on Martinez, but you kind of can. When he was the choke meister, the most unclutch quarterback I've ever had the pain of watching. And we're just going to have to see. And I think if anybody can tap into Thompson's bag of tools and extract the highest level of potentiality, Mark Whipple, he could probably do it. But
he's
we're
got
not going to
2 years to work with him.
Yeah.
Hopefully for 2, right?
Hopefully, because Mark Whipple, he needs at least 2 years to work with Casey Thompson.
Yeah, he needs. If we can go 6-6, which we'll get to that, but yeah.
So Chris hasn't gone yet.
I had one thing to add for it or whatnot.
Yeah, Chris, go ahead.
The unfortunate truth is that Nebraska is not in the realm of getting these top quarterbacks. So like in a way, I think Casey Thompson is maybe the bin that we're in, and it's not a bad bin to be in. I think Casey Thompson can be a good player, especially with some of the games he did have. Yeah, they were against like subpar defenses, but he at least has the vision to get these wide receivers and running backs the ball. I think he might be a little bit more of an improvement than Adrian Martinez in terms of turnovers as well. I kind of did a tally on Adrian Martinez, and over his career, he had like 50 plus turnovers at Nebraska. So I think Casey Thompson will be a little bit of an improvement. Is he much more of an improvement? I'm not sure, but I think he is an improvement over Martinez.
We will find out.
I have one bold prediction. This is my bold prediction based on no facts. It's only based on me just wanting to be spiteful. I predict that Casey Thompson leads us to victory on 2 different game occasions, on 2 different game-winning drives, which is 2 more than Martinez ever had.
Cheap shot, Scott. Cheap shot.
Adrian had a couple of game-tying drives, but he never had a game winner, and that sucks. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up that topic. Let's